Good morning and welcome to week 4 of the class. It's late Monday morning and I'm just about, I'm probably 2/3 of the way done grading everything from last week. Thanks for your questions on the points that I asked you to ask me a question. I tried to respond to all of them. If you have any further questions or follow-up, don't hesitate to shoot me an email and I'll try to respond or get back and clarify my comments. Week 4, the big event this week, of course, is on Wednesday, April 3rd. You're having John Townsend as your virtual class presenter. Please make sure you're there on time and ready to go. I'm sure Dr. Townsend will have some helpful information. This week, you're going to, in your homework partner, talk a little bit about your competence and character plan. And let me comment real quickly. A couple of you did ask how this fits into your paper. And I tried to respond in email, but others may have a question too. Basically, this is where you talk about what you've learned about yourself for the last X number of courses. You've been working on competence and character knowledge since day 1 of your program. And talk a little bit about how that's going to help you. What are the hindrances? What are the opportunities you have in your own personal self to make your change program happen? It doesn't need to be a deep psychological reflection here, but you've learned some things. And you know at this point in time, and some of you have already said a little bit in your paper, I know this is going to be tough for me to do this, and I know this I really want to do because of myself. That's really what that reference is all about. So that's a couple of weeks ahead. Don't worry about it now, but I want to address that question. The other part of your homework part this week is a role play. I'm going to ask you to try to limit this to 10 minutes because I think you need to focus specifically not on the global scale of everything about follower, writer, and all that, but just focusing on your specific role play, with the follower being the elephant and the leader talking about how do you motivate. Be specific, use one instance maybe, and then get some specific feedback. Don't try to cover the gamut of everything. It's just not going to happen in that period of time. And for the person who's doing the coaching, look specifically at listening carefully to what that person's concerned about and try to give some helpful techniques advice to help them move forward. Your organizational change paper, number 2 here, is work after you read Heath 8 to 10 and Cotter 7 to 8 in that great video by Elizabeth Roth Cantor, talking about how you're going to get the rider and the elephant to shape the path. This is kind of all right, we've assessed the concept behind rider and elephant. Now, how do we move forward? How do we see what that path looks like? And how do we move into that situation? Learning activity 3, aggression and choice, some things to read and to watch and talk a little bit that new learning and some reflective on that. And then finally, back to difficult conversations. What new concept have you learned this week? This week I'm reading your comments about difficult conversations. I'm really impressed with the ability you've articulated to kind of assess yourself and then see where you can apply that in what you're doing. So I think it's a lot of good self-reflection, not lack of self-reflection, but self-reflection as to how you have looked at these difficult conversations. With that, I'll let you get into your class this week and do the things you need to do, and I'll get this posted as soon as possible. Have a blessed week. Thank you.